Hello. We shall see. There's somebody. There's somebody else. Hello, hello, hello. Looks like I've been run through a mill. So how's everybody doing tonight? Can you tell what I've been working on today? I'm a little bit tired. Hey, Rachel. Hey, Abe. Hey, Westfold. How are you? Thank you for coming in. I am doing great, sweetheart. How are y'all doing? So, what would y'all like to talk about tonight? Can you tell anything different? Can you tell what I've been doing today? Let's see if anybody notices. Hey, Mr. J. Hey, Wes. Has it been live stream central today? I've been busy today. I had to run to town and grab lumber and stuff in that nature. Hello, hello, Michael. How are you, darling? I put up a wall. I still got that wall to do. Oh, Killdeer, Sister Kate, and me? Wow. I am doing good. I got the girls. Well, the girls come home. Well, you need to, Westhold. Uh, the girls come home Sunday, so we'll find out in a few months if they're bred or not. So I went today because the troughs I had for them, they tore them up. They tore them. So I went today and bought a big trough for them. What do you call an elephant without ears? I don't know. Hey, Dora, how are you? Anyway, I got him a big 10-foot trough today that has legs. That way Lily won't be tromping the bottoms out of the troughs. I am good, just tired. Went and got you don't know either, but got to do it loud, huh? Oh my goodness. So I went and got lumber, got paneling. I don't know how you date a farm girl. I'm a farm girl, so I don't date them. Oh, you date them with a tractor? You know, when my mom and dad went out on their first date, they took a tractor. They went on their first date on a tractor. Hey, Suze, how are you? Oh, you tracked her. Hey, Marty. Yeah, it does work. It does work. That's your best dad joke. I got my wall and stuff up, and Rick come in. He looked at it. He goes, "Well, that ain't gonna be a very big room." I said, "I don't need a very big room." I said, "I'm just gonna be doing live chats and editing videos in here. What do I need a big room for?" Tracking her sounds like a lot like stalking. It could be. It really could be. There was a joke my dad told me once, and I can't remember it for the life of me, but I laughed till I like to cried. Hey, Christy, how's your sister doing, babe? Is there anything particular y'all want to talk about tonight? As long as it don't have to do with Mr. Bedin, we're all right. I don't like politics. They piss me off. So I've just learned my blood pressure is a lot easier when I don't do politics. Let's talk about prepping. Okay, which part? No, but I guarantee you, if I'd have had a Q-tip this morning, that sucker would have been up my nose because I was sneezing and sneezing and sneezing. I woke myself up sneezing. I sneezed 12 times. I thought, oh my Lord, maybe there's something on me when I got in bed that made me sneeze. So I got up, took me a shower. I was still sneezing. And then I was still sneezing. I sneezed all day long. My nose has been running. Goats. What kind of goats are you looking for, Westford or Westholt? It takes all of them because they screw up everything. They don't know how to screw in nothing. They screw it up. You're wanting like pygmies or just babies? I've been just doing it on videos, and I'm gonna be having them come out every morning at 9 o'clock. I think that'll just be easier. Okay, you're wanting pygmy goats. What do you want to know about them? You want the pros or you want the cons? Or both? Okay, pygmy goats. The pro is they are small. They don't take as much feed to feed them and things in that nature. The cons, they are small. Everything will kill them. The worst thing that I've found with pygmy goats is they're very bad to get worms. You have to stay on top of that stuff like crazy. They're not good for milking because their teats are too small. You're having a milk like this. They have some meat on them. They don't have a whole lot of meat. They are cute. Pygmies are adorable. Nigerian dwarfs are adorable. But again, Nigerian dwarfs are small. But the good thing about Nigerian dwarfs, their udders are bigger. And you can use Nigerian dwarfs for meat as well as dairy. Oh, you can't beat a pygmy goat for a small kid unless it's a billy goat. You don't want a billy goat. Unless you have him nip tucked. Because I'll just be frank, they're assholes. Then you want a Nigerian dwarf because they're good for milking. Pygmies are not good milkers. People do milk them, but I'm telling you, they're little. We're talking about this big right here, and so you're having to do this. Yeah. But that bad thing about Nigerian dwarfs, though, they're bad about getting wormy too. Small goats can only reach so high, so they're not the greatest at clearing brush. Now they'll clean up briar vines and stuff like that, but if you're talking vines, no, because they're so short. They can only reach so high. They might be able to reach 3 foot off the ground, maybe. But they can clear out briar vines. If there's berries you're wanting, you better fence those suckers off because they will eat them first. Yeah, they can't climb very tall on the trees unless the tree is leaning. If the tree's leaning, a goat can go to the very top of it. Keeping the backyard mode is a plus. Okay, well, as far as goats for the yard, no, they're not really good on eating grass. I mean, they will eat it, don't get me wrong, if they ain't got nothing else to eat. They like um, they like brush better and leaves or cedar trees. If they're raised with them, Mr. J, they can. But generally, if they're not raised with them, they're usually mean to another animal. Hey, J Dog, how are you? Boer goats are big goats. The biggest goat I ever seen, though, they're called brush goats. Those things are huge. They're about the size of a deer. I'm not talking a mule deer. I'm talking about one of our little white-tailed deers around here. That they get pretty good sized. But if you're wanting something that's going to keep your grass down and give you milk, look into sheep. But I'm going to let you know right now, sheep are noisy. They're stupid, but they're really sweet. Yeah, we used to have a fainting goat. Yeah, there's some goats that gets as big as a deer. They look funny too. They have a messed up face. But if you're wanting something that's going to keep your grass down, you want sheep. But then you got to be very particular what's in your yard because there's so many things that will kill a sheep. Because see, like things you wouldn't normally think about, like daffodils or what we call Easter lilies. If a sheep eats those, it'll kill them. So you got to see what can be in your area. It's crazy. Get hair sheep unless you want to shave sheep. Yeah, nightshades aren't good for sheep. Sheep, no, not really. I mean, they'll jump on stuff, but not much. You're yardless there. But now I'm going to tell you the goats. I like them. They do get bigger, but they are kind of on the small side. But they do get bigger than pygmies and things in that nature. But they're very hardy. They're parasite resistant, and that's the Kikos. You don't have time for animals with a death wish. Oh, I understand. Um, but Kikos aren't good milkers. Now, what I have here, I have one that's half Saanen and half Kiko. So if I breed her well, she's bred to the Kiko. She's bred to my Kiko buck. So when I have her, her baby will be a meat goat with just a speck of dairy goat in her. Now, like Delilah right now, though, since she's half dairy and half meat goat, she could be either, I'm not sure how much milk she's going to put out right now. I mean, with her being half meat goat, she's not going to have a lot of cream. Now, my other goats are Nubians, but I have a Kiko buck. And I'm going to tell you right now, I love my Kiko buck. I love him to death. And I think he loves me to death too because SOB's been trying to kill me. So, uh, I love my Nubians. Nubians give off a lot of cream. I like my Nubians. But hey, Copper Kettle Farms, how are you, baby? Um, Now my Shannon, Maud, she would give me 2 gallons of milk a day. That was one goat. Most days I got 2 gallons of milk. Now, every now and then, she'd give me a gallon and a half or a gallon and 3/4. But most of the time, she gave me 2 gallons a day. But you got to milk them same time every day. Well, I'm glad you came in. But Kikos, though, are very pest resistant, but they are a meat goat. But they're a smaller size meat goat. They're not huge. S'more has gotten me, he got me 3 times yesterday and got me twice today. And finally, I just started carrying a stick. And every time he'd act like he was going to get me, I started tapping him between the ears. You're fine, Kaylin. You're fine. Hey, Patty. Yes, once you milk them, you have to keep milking them. But, I mean, it depends on how long you're wanting to milk them too. But if they breed back, you need to quit milking at least a month. I usually quit 2 or 3 months before it's time for them to give birth. Because, well, let's just put it this way. When your goat comes into heat, and if a billy is around, the billy does things to himself, and the whole area that they're in, he spews semen on his belly, he spews it on his beard, he spews it on his face, he pees all over his face, he pees all over everything. Well, your goats, when they're trying to eat, they're getting that into their system, and when it gets like that, your goat milk will taste a little, forgive me how I say this, nutty. um, so yeah, normally I quit milking right before breeding season because I don't need to taste that in my milk. Okay. Hey, Robertson Belly Acres. No, I haven't seen the Damascus goats. Yeah, it is. It's literally nuts. Yeah, it yeah, it has a funky taste, seeds. It does. Oh, hey Duncan. I didn't see you, Brenda. But yeah, I mean, you have your male goats in there with your females when they're in heat and you're still milking your female. Let's just say the milk has a different flavor. Okay. I'll just put it that way. Are they the ones that look like sheep, Aid? That have a lot of hair? Hey, Khaki, how are you, babe? Boy, we got 20 people in here. I am popular tonight. Westhold, did I answer any of your questions, honey? Yeah, you need to separate them. But when it's breeding season, you want your buck in there, so you don't want to. I just don't. I just quit milking about 3 weeks before breeding season. That way she's dried up, and then. But I can my milk, so. Oh, are they the pug of the goat world? I would love them then because I love pugs. Did I tell you too much, West Fortune? Well, thank you, baby. So, I mean, any goat, and I don't care, even the pygmies, darling, in rut season, that's when they try to hurt you. I've got S'more trying to hurt me now because he's. I think I got one girl in heat. I'll put it that way. And when the girls come in heat, that's when the billies get aggressive. But every billy goat does that to himself. You. I don't know how to say this nice, y'all. He will take his mouth and do things to himself, okay? Yeah, it ain't right. It ain't right. And that's any billy goat. I don't care. Hey, Lila. Yeah, he's lost his ever loving mind. But when you have a billy goat, okay, I ain't gonna be able to do this right. I got a sore throat. But when you have a billy goat going, and you know, there's a girl in heat. Yeah, there's a girl in heat. Ooh. We're talking about billy goats. But I'm going to tell you right now, girl, the goats have personalities of their own, and usually they're really sweet. The females are normally always sweet. The billies, like I said, when it's that time, they do get aggressive. It's like I'm having to carry a stick with me now because butthead. Goat education. Well, the thing of it is, if you have one goat, you have to have two goats because goats are social creatures. They have to have running mates. Now, you don't have to have a billy goat. You can have 2 females, but you ain't going to get no babies and you ain't going to get no milk. And you can have a female and a wither, but again, you still ain't going to get no babies. So you're going to have a stinking billy if you want babies. Oh, darling. Fresh goat milk is amazing. It beats cow's milk all over the place. Goat's milk has a sweeter flavor. And if you give them a cup, if you're giving them the goat feed, you give them a cup of sweet feed in there. Sweet feed has molasses in it. You give them 1 cup of sweet feed in their regular grain, you will have the sweetest milk you've ever drank. Good, good, good. Hey, Tony. You just want them to raise for meat? So you're just wanting some withers. So you just want to get a couple of baby goats and raise them for withers? You want to make goat cheese? I've made the farmer's cheese of the goat cheese. I have not mastered the other yet. I have tried. I suck. Then you want to either get a Kiko or a Bora. A Bora is your biggest meat as far as good meat. Now you can get the brush goats, but they're leaner. Boras have just that right amount of fat and they're just the right amount of fat for marbling their meat. Oh gosh, yes, I need a lot of room for improvement when it comes to making cheese. Yes, yes. Now I can do the farmer's cheese. That's simple. They say, oh, mozzarella is the easiest. They lie. They lie. They lie. They lie. They lie. Because I can't do it. I tried. I can't do it. He needs to make a sling for her. That's what I told him. I said, you need a sling. Her just going to be able to be up a couple of minutes a day ain't going to help that goat any. She needs to be where she can stand, to where she can move that leg on her own with weight off of it. She's got to have a sling. If not, and she's going to have to stand more than just a couple of times a day. She's going to have to stand for a couple of hours at a time. And he ain't going to be able to stand out there and hold her up all that time. Hey, Susan. Like I told Daniel, what I did is I took, all right, I don't know how many people have seen a deer hanger. I know most city people probably hadn't. But anyway, it's made like, I ain't an artist, but you can get the gist of it. That's what a deer hanger is made like. You put their feet in here, and you hang the deer to dispatch the deer, you know. But what I did is I took a bed sheet, sewed it up, run some ropes through the deal on the bed sheet, hung it on the hangers. That bed sheet come down in a sling. I used a come along, jack my goat up, let her hang there, and let her stand for anywhere from 30 minutes to an hour, 4 times a day, and she got better. Yeah. So, you know, I tried to explain that to Daniel, but I don't think he really listened. So I hate it, but hey, Jay, how are you? Yeah, I just made it to where it spread out underneath her tummy and would jack her up. The baby goats could eat because she was up. I had her to where the good foot was on the ground good, and she could put her other foot on the ground if she would sit there and she'd move that while those babies were eating. Yeah, I can't stand to watch her crawl. That breaks my heart to see her like that. So I couldn't watch it anymore. But I did send Daniel a message, explain to him what I did. He didn't act like he was interested in fixing a goat sling, so but you do that with cattle too. If you get a cow that's down, if they're down very long, see what happens is livestock like that when they're down, they're in a position where they're laying, their circulatory system's not going good. I mean, they're not getting good flow through those legs. They're not getting good flow through the extremities. The longer they're down, the harder they are to get up. So you need slings. If you don't have slings, you need to get some made because they need to be up to where they can at least stand 30 minutes to an hour a day, even if it's in a sling. Because at least that way, they're not having that pressure put on those bones. The nerves aren't being more or less shut down. They're getting their circulation through there and they can move. But the longer they're down, the harder it will be for that animal to recover. Yep, Jay, they do that too. Yes, they will. They will. They'll die fast. Daniel Arms has a goat that's got a nerve damage in her hips. She can't walk. You're fine, Galen. Hey, listen, at least you're learning. If you ever get animals, you know what to do. Just look at it that way, baby. You know what to do. I will, Wes. I tell you what, I get so tongue tied. And that one the one I did last night that will be out the 4th, the dog was snoring and I was reading and it sounded like somebody was talking in the background, so I'd have to stop. and look around. I don't know how many edits I have in that video, but I was like, looking around. I was looking for the spirits, buddy. No, you're not intruding, honey. You're not intruding. That's awesome, Pink. That's awesome, Patty. No, the goat chute wouldn't really hold because it's not holding her tight enough. I mean, she'd just slide down it. You know what I'm saying? Because the chute's made like this. And all she would do is slide down in that V, and it would make it a harder situation for you. Yeah. Well, cows too. And goats, any of your livestock, if they're down very long, they're very susceptible to pneumonia. They'll get bronchitis. Oh, not Westhold. Sorry. I hope I answered your questions, babe. Yeah, I'm the same way. But I'll work with that animal until I just can't, until I have to give up on it. But from what I understand, Daniel's just going out there at feeding time for the babies and holding her up for a little while, letting them suck, and then going on. You can do, I use heat lamps. I make sure their bedding is extra thick. I do use heat lamps if it's getting really cold because my goats are not used to cold weather. Let's just face it. I live in Oklahoma. We don't normally get real cold. We may have below zero wind chill factor 4 or 5 times the whole winter normally. All right, Khaki. Now I'll tell you one thing I do. Sounds terrible. Um, I do put a little extra electrolytes in their water in the wintertime as well as the summer. I also put a little bit of cayenne pepper in their water because that cayenne will help their blood keep flowing and it keeps them a little bit warmer. And you don't have to use a lot. You just say if you've got a gallon of water, you're just going to use maybe an eighth of a teaspoon. If that, I just do a dash, mix it up real good. And you can do that for your chickens too if they're not laying. Put a little cayenne in their water in the wintertime, and it will help keep them warm and it'll circulate that egg production. Yeah, if you can keep the wind off of them, you're doing good. Yeah, she makes them in a soup. She makes them some sort of soup. I don't go that extreme. I just put a little bit of cayenne pepper in their water and yep, corn helps get chickens. It puts fat on them. Oh wow, y'all must be getting some strong gusts. Yeah, it does fishes. It keeps them warm if you make them into the soup. Yep, so does frying pan. A rotisserie helps keep them warm too. I gotta turn some heat down in here, y'all. So, is there anything else y'all want to talk about? I mean, this whole 45 minutes has been on goats. No, you can have it all. You can keep it all. Don't want it. Don't send nothing my way. Don't want none of it. The way they talk, we are supposed to get some bad weather Sunday, possibly freezing rain. Are you digging through your cookbook? So, Copper, where are y'all at, babe? I can't remember. Oh, you're in southern Pennsylvania. Ugh. Y'all get a lot of snow up that way. I would not want to live in Pennsylvania or New York. Y'all get too much snow. Way too much snow. I would freeze to death. Oh my gosh, Lila. Honey, stay inside, stay safe. This weekend was fairly big. Ugh. Yeah, I don't. I'm always wanted to live in Colorado, but they get too much snow. The dogs decided they wanted to go with you. Oh wow. You don't have to shovel. You're in a second, or you're in a second story apartment. Well, that's good, honey. As long as you don't have to shovel that crap. And please, when you're out, if you are shoveling snow, please, please, please be careful because the cold can give you a heart attack faster than the heat. Who would have thunk it? I don't blame you, Lila. You know, back when I was a kid, like in the first grade, I remember, and younger, I remember us getting snow. We would have snow up to my butt, but then it would just quit. We may get a dusting here and there, but we don't get nothing like we used to when I was a kid. It was nothing for us to get a foot or two of snow. Now we don't get any. I haven't seen snow like that. Well, I'm 52 years old, so it's been a long time. You wait for it to melt. I don't blame you. I would too. But we used to get a lot of snow. We hardly get any now. We might get a dusting. If we get over 3 inches, then we've done good. But in a way, I miss it because I remember back when I was little, when we used to get cold winters, we'd butcher pigs and hang them in the smokehouse. And we didn't have to worry about it because, that's going to be good. And they could hang for a few days before you had to butcher them up because that's the best thing to do. You can't do that anymore. It's too warm here in the fall to do it. Well, see, it was back in the 70s, yeah, it was in the 70s for it to really last any amount of time. Now we did have ice storms in 2000 and 2006 that it got pretty deep. But like I said, it was an ice storm, then the snow come in, then another ice storm, the snow come in, and another ice storm. I think we were without power 5 or 6 days shy of a month. Oh my gosh. 10 foot deep in Indiana? That's craziness. Wow. Love you too. Have a good night, Jakey. Oh, I missed it. What happened with Copper? I had my mouth going. Dora, are you in Oklahoma too? Crazy dog. Oh my gosh, that's crazy. So they demand that y'all have the sidewalks, but yet they won't take care of them. To me, if that's a mandatory deal, they ought to, excuse you, they ought to have to take care of them if they're going to demand it. Crazy cat, that's my tea. Well, that's craziness. I don't have no sidewalks out here where I live either. We have cow trails, goat trails, and pig trails. Deer trails, coyote trails. But we don't have sidewalks. Well, I've got a little bitty sidewalk. It's not very big. And that's just because I put it there because I was tired of stepping in the mud. Khaki, when was you blocked, baby? That is crazy, Patty. Oh my gosh. No, the apartment manager, that's his responsibility. It's not the people in the apartment's responsibility. That is his responsibility. Well, in the state of Oklahoma, it would be his responsibility. Well, darling, I didn't know that happened to you. Well, then he's having to pay for that to be done. That shouldn't be y'all's responsibility. Well, I'm sorry, Khaki. We love you, though. Oh my gosh, I find that ironic too, Patty. Y'all, I've already been on here an hour. I just been yeah 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 yeah. First world problems, sigh. Oh, you get me talking about critters and time will fly. I tell you what. Well, I got to give you that, Patty, because there's some crazy things that's been going on there. Time flies when you're having fun. Yeah, it has. Oh, they own single houses besides the apartments? I'm sorry. I didn't mean to scare your dog. I'll try to be good. I can't make promises, though. I try really hard. But sometimes those little horns right there just start poking out a little further, a little further, a little further. All right, Patty, you take care. I'm glad you came in, babe. Night, Lila. Love you, darling. Well, I guess I have been on here an hour, so I guess I can say my piece. Tomorrow night, y'all, if you want to listen to a sermon, um, Wes S's channel, I love to listen to him preach. I love it. I love it. I love it. And y'all remember, the world is a better place because y'all are in it. Don't y'all ever forget it. I love you, each and every one. Y'all take care. Bye.